Hello, friends. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. Do you get the Tarot Topics newsletter in your inbox on Wednesday? If you don't, there are links in the description to subscribe and to read the newsletter. Yeah, I think I did that right. I think I did. Usually IT John sets it up for me, but I did it today. And a couple of you came back with, did you really mean to do that? I fixed a couple things. So anyway, thank you all for helping me when I make a mistake. IT John's in a big project right now. And so yeah, there it is. Anyway, the newsletter. This week, the title of the newsletter is Balance is a Verb. What I decided to write about, like we talk about balance all the time, like balance is a spiritual thing. Balance is a thing we talk about like in life and work and what we do for ourselves and what we do for others. And like if you have more than one kid, balancing between them and all the different kinds of balance. And it's something we strive for and it's something that's necessary. We talk about a balanced diet, right? But I also think achieving and balance and just maintaining it there is impossible. I haven't figured it out. Have you figured it out? I don't think it's possible. And that's why I say balance is a verb, because we are always actively correcting, positioning. I likened it to some of my favorite yoga poses, and these are postures in the Bikram series that involve their standing postures and involve a huge amount of concentration and just balance. And if you're maintaining it, it looks like you're perfectly still, but you are actively not internally. So that's the conversation. And I think it's interesting because there are so many tarot cards that talk about balance. When we work with tarot, when we learn tarot, we are really asked to think about balance. And so we're going to do some readings about that today. Ice Chan says, I don't think it's possible either. Right? Yeah. So also, today is the solstice. We've got solstice energy. We've got full moon energy. This is a very special day. And you see the link is already up. We have a gathering here this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, to celebrate the solstice and this very special solstice on the full moon. So if you don't have other plans, please come and celebrate with us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you are busy this evening, the exercises we will do, the things we will do, will be pertinent even tomorrow, the next day, whatever. So join us when you can in the replay. Wendy, it's the strawberry moon. Thank you. Yes, that's fabulous. And anyone, the astrologers, the pagans, anyone who has something to say about how special today is, go ahead and share, please. All right, let's get over. And Martha says, happy solstice, happy full moon. Absolutely, same to you. Let's go on over to CardCam, where we will do your readings about balance. Let's see what we got. Okay. They are never, I have to tell you a story. I have to tell you this story. This is Wiser Tarot. I have 3, maybe 4 of them. The first one came to me from Ben Lieber Does Tarot. And I beat them up really fast. They start to get grubby and dirty, and I don't like to use them at the table, but they're still my favorite deck, and I don't have a new clean copy. I proof that I need one. I had someone at my table the other day, and it was one of those where I was really stumped. What is going on here? And it was a relationship reading. Is this dude just an a-hole or not? And it wasn't clear. Usually that's pretty clear, right? It wasn't clear. And I was working with, I had light seers on my table. I had ethereal visions on my table. Those will suffice usually. And they're beautiful decks for clients. But I was finally like, let me go get my grubby, beloved deck to try to figure this out, because sometimes you just need the grubby deck. So there it is. Oh, Jeannie, wish I could have joined you tonight, but I have to balance with a slowly emerging social life. I'm thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled. You can watch when you have a minute. We will miss you, but I am glad that you're going to be out with peeps. All right. And Jeannie, thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. You're first up. Great topic. Thank you. Can Spirit and my guides tell me what areas of my life are most in need of balance and how I could best achieve it? We'll do our best. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. And I'm sorry, my eyes were moving forward to Melissa. We're going to talk about that. Okay, Jeannie, you have my full attention. Where in your life are you most in need of balance, and how would you make that happen? Well, it is the social thing. It is like you've got alone time and you've got collaborative time or teaching time, like work time with people. But the idea of actual friends, of creating friends, that is exactly where you need the balance. It's exactly what you need. And it's what you're doing. So that's fabulous. You are doing it. The other piece is that mental balance. And the thing is, and I did mention this in the newsletter, I think, but it's something that I trip out on a lot, is the idea that in order to really function on the planet, we have to ignore all of the inherent dangers around us. You know, that's just like the way it is. And so there is that internal balance. And for you, it's not that I see any, real particular danger to your well-being, but there is something about, what goes on in our heads, what we're telling ourselves. And I think for you, Jeannie, there can be a balance there. And it very much for you will come down in a lot of ways to whether it's how you're thinking about yourself in your thoughts. That's really what the question is. How are you thinking about yourself and your thoughts? So to sort of marshal your brain a little bit, to make sure you're being kind to yourself and your thoughts, and to try to manage anxiety, that's a balancing act as well. But I think really the social life is huge. So there we go. Hey, Adrija, good to see you. There was some confusion because of me, but this is Thursday, so we're doing the newsletter recap, and we're talking about balance. So ask some questions about balance in your life. Jeannie, you are most welcome. So Melissa, see, this is great. I was hoping some of my Bikram friends would be in the chat because I did talk about those very difficult postures that are in the Bikram standing series. And so Melissa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. You are up next. Adrija, LOL, somehow I thought it was Friday. Well, so did I, apparently, because I put up this live and also the link for tomorrow's live, but at exactly this date and time. Two of you very kindly reached out and said, did you mean to do that? No, I did not. So here we are. And Ice Chan, I'll find a way to make your question be about balance. I saw it. It's about marriage. That's a balance. I can do that. If there's any way I can work it, I will. I will. All right. So Melissa, here we are. A great newsletter and a beautiful way to think about a few particularly difficult yoga postures. Yes. On the topic of balance, I had a tarot dream last night. Man, I am so rolling up the sleeves. I am so here for this. In the dream, the deck was missing the entire sword suit as well as the majority of the major arcana. An unbalanced deck indeed. Oh my gosh. What is the message related to balance that this dream wishes to convey? I'm going to do that with cards, but I'd like to speak to that for a moment. If we think about the major arcana as the spiritual suit, and the swords as the suit of like logic, communication, mental acuity, all of that, those are the two things that were missing. So what did you have left? You had love, emotion. Okay, that's great. We like that. You have passion, you have creativity, and you have work and money. So you have, some of the great things, but, the missing of the spiritual and the mental. And most of us sort of feel like that suit of swords is hard. It contains some of the most difficult images and difficult concepts. So a lot of us are like, get rid of the swords, get rid of the swords. But no, we can't, right? So I think it is interesting, like the suit of logic and the suit of spirituality are the ones that are missing. And a lot of spirituality or a lot of spiritual thought or a lot of religion is clearly illogical. And so I wonder if you're doing some deconstruction around spiritual thought. I wonder if that's something going on. And that's an interesting thing because I think as spiritual people, we kind of need to be constantly deconstructing the things that have gotten in there that aren't serving us. Because when we're talking about beliefs, it's easy to pick up beliefs that don't serve us. So I see a lot of that in there. Now, let's see what the cards can say. It's a swords card and it's one of the most brutal. So, what does that say to me? What does that say to me? Joyous Ocean, it's Thursday, not doing wrap up, talking about balance. And Joyous Ocean, if you didn't get a chance to read the newsletter, I mentioned the standing series in Bikram, specifically the balance postures, the standing head to knee, standing bow pulling, those. So there is that. Anyway, back to you, Melissa. A couple of things. I think that your job and your concerns about your job and your career and your way forward, Melissa, can be so heavy that you can't even be in your own logical mind or your own spiritual mind. You just have to be in your worker bee mind. I think that's something. I think that is something. And I also think in your life right now, you are doing a lot of healing. You are really working on healing. You have been for years, and you have found a great deal of truth. And I would see the missing major arcana and sword suit about having the courage to fully know and claim your own truth. Tell me what you think. All right. Medium that rocks, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Thanks for everything. And I really appreciate you sharing here. You're holding on to your mental health. You think you got an apartment. You'll have to use savings until you find a job. Can't stay in limbo. Been completely transparent here. I value and really need support. And we are here for you. And I am so glad that this community, like there's so many dark places on the internet, right? And just people saying all kinds of stuff. I am so glad that we have this. So we are here for you. And I don't know if you asked a question later, or if this is your question, but I'm going to pull some cards just on this and where you're at in terms of balance, because it is a hella balance. that you're dealing with right now. And it is not easy. So we're going to pull some cards on this. And if I see a more specific question about balance later on, I will do that one too. So when we look at just this whole scenario, look at this. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. This is a deeply internal journey. It's about figuring out what is true for you, what you have to do. It is holding so many things in your head. And then at the very same time, like that's a day's work, every day. But at the same time, you have to be, okay, where am I going to work? Where am I going to live? What is this going to look like? How do I actually do this? And it is so much. So the 7s for me in tarot, pay attention, all the tarot readers, take notes. The 7s for me are about the internal journey that only you can do for yourself. And when we have these 2 7s, both of them are what we would have called in the past the feminine 7s, what we might call now the receptive 7s. And I think a lot of this is your journey as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, what your duties were and how that got you to where you are now, which is such an interesting thing. Like doing the very best you could got you into this situation. And, just that whole realization of how much you have had to sacrifice, how much you have had to deal with, and how much you are sacrificing right now to continue to do the right thing for all involved when there are people involved who won't see it that way. And what a messed up balance that is that you're holding, and you're doing a great job. What this tells us is like the way you worded what you said, you are doing exactly the right stuff. Hanging on to my mental health, man. That may feel like fingernails on the side of the cliff, but you're doing it. And one step in front of the other. Got to use my savings. Okay, fine, will do. No problem. The thing I will say about that, though, honestly, given that ultimately your career is not a job that you're looking for, your career is as a reader. And I really believe that now that you are fully in your own truth, your career will flourish. And this is my theory about being an older reader. As long as we are functional, we can support ourselves. Savings is not as important to people who do what we do as it is to people who are going to age out of their job. We will not age out of our job. So I will just say that to you. In fact, we just become wiser. So don't worry about the savings. Be grateful that you have them. Be like, this is what I've been saving this for. I was so smart to save this. I am so glad to have this. And just do not give in to dark imaginings. Keep yourself really positive. And in your thinking. And I promise you all will be well. I promise. All right. Febborn. Febborn has been with us for the longest and finally got her first deck. She got Light Seers. That is a hard deck to shuffle. May I suggest at first that you just use a big space, a big table, and shuffle them this way. We call that stirring the cauldron, and it is a legitimate way to shuffle. You can also break them into smaller groups and shuffle these and then mix them together. So yeah. Medium that rocks. Crying. Thank you. There it is. All right. Here we go. Mediha Ness, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. Totally lost my balance this last week. What's the real issue? Me or the other person? Any hope for lasting healing? All right. There are some things that you're not seeing or not saying. You are part of the equation. I would say it's both y'all, not one, not the other. It's both y'all. And I would say the other person is not easy to deal with. Like it's both y'all, but it's more the other person than you. I'll say that. The other person is there's some stuff there. Anyway, is there hope for some lasting balance, healing in this relationship? Sure there is. Sure there is. I think you just have to recognize some things about this person. And part of that is this person may not, like you have to know how this person is and act accordingly. This person is not going to do the same for you. So there's an out of balance there, but I think there is some value to working that nonetheless. All right. Gemini Sun, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members only emojis. I would love to know how to achieve more balance in my life. I especially want to focus on balance between what we want and what is possible. That part stuck out to me in the newsletter. Well, thank you. I love it when something that sounds like a smart thing to say comes to me and you all paid attention. Thank you. I was proud of that. Thank you. All right. There it is. The balance between what we want and what is possible. That's a hard one. And it's especially hard in a community that talks about magic and manifestation and law of attraction as if all things are possible if we just want it hard enough and try hard enough. And that is obviously not true. That is objectively and obviously not true. And so it's a hard one, right? Okay. So for you, Gemini Sun, what you want? Okay, first of all, pretty much everything you want seems pretty damn possible. That's all I'm going to say, right there. Pretty much everything you want seems pretty damn possible. You, I think, just need to figure out how to believe in it, believe in yourself, and make it happen. I think you will sell yourself short in your own mind and heart. That's my thought. So, Ness, you're too funny. There it is. There it is. All right. So yeah, Gemini Sun, for you, there's a lot more possible than you think. All right. Baby Cakes, good to see you. Thanks for being here. How do I achieve balance in my life? All I can say is this, and my thought was, it's always a constant struggle, but this is the thing I'm going to say for you. Okay, this is an old lady reference. I'm going to give it to you, though. It's something, do you all remember, those of you who were alive, do you all remember back in the late 70s, early 80s, when Stevie Nicks got a perm? It was a big deal. She went from having straight hair to having curly hair, and she wore it up in, like, she was the queen of the messy bun. She was probably the first messy bun, although we didn't call it that then. And what she said about her hairstyle was, you can't think about it. You just have to do it. If you think about it, it doesn't work. And that bit of wisdom about Stevie Nicks' hair has stuck with me for more than 40 years. I'm getting to my point. Lisa Harmon, thanks for being a member. Thank you so much for the super chat. Happy solstice to you. I hope you and everyone will be able to join us tonight here for our solstice celebration. Thank you so much. So, Baby Cakes, what in the world was that long story about? It was about you achieve the best balance in your life when you think about it the least. The less that you think about it, the less that you worry about it, the more it will naturally happen for you. And I don't know that that's true for all people, but I think that's part of your energy, Baby Cakes. So there you go. All right. Karen Hendershot, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. How do I find balance between what is good for my family, both biological and not, and what is also good or best for me? We're doing you next, Karen. Gemini Sun, thank you. Without realizing it, you reminded me of a really important announcement I need to make. First of all, thank you for your kind words. This Saturday and Sunday, I don't have a clear space to schedule the Psychic Sampler. I'm hoping one of those days I'll be able to do it as a pop-up surprise. But Saturday, I am at the Mandel Public Library at noon in West Palm Beach. Hope local people will join me there. And Sunday, I have tickets to the Grimoire exhibition in Vero Beach. And I'm not sure what time I'm going and what that's going to look like. So I might do a pop-up. So save your specific questions. We will have a chance. And members, we do have a members only live. Come in the heck up, where I couldn't think of a theme, so we're just deep diving. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do deep dive readings. So there will be an opportunity on Thursday, June 27th. If you are a member of this channel, make sure you're here with your questions, and we will deep dive into those bad boys. All right. Now, Karen Hendershot, thanks for your patience. Thanks for being a member. The balance between what is good for your family, both biological and not, and what is also good for you. So first of all, when we look at your mindset there, you come at it with an emotional mindset, which is loving, which is good. You've got a good heart. You're very loving. But there's also inherent in that sometimes a sense of guilt that you're not doing things the way you should or the way other people have told you you should. So it's great that you're loving, but you have to be loving towards yourself as well. And you have to be careful about guilt and the shoulds, right? We also have to recognize the truth. It's the airplane truth. That's what we all call it. Hey, Trey, thank you so much for rejoining. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. The truth, the truth of the airplane thing. What's the airplane thing? You got to put the oxygen on yourself before you assist someone else. So this kind of balance right now is always you first, so that you can help others. And no guilt. There it is. Hopefully that will be helpful. All right. Nalini, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. I appreciate you. All right. Am I balanced? Am I on the right path toward balance? My life can be viewed as intense and unsettling, but I feel more calm and possibly balanced with how I'm handling it all. Actually, Nalini, you're doing a darn good job. It has been a difficult 5 years, 6 years. It has been. Probably took longer because of the pandemic. But you're going through stuff that it takes years to get through. It really does. And you are doing a darn good job. You should be proud of yourself and recognize that you're still going through it, and that's okay. That's the kind of time it takes. The balance that you're in now is going to ultimately give you the ability to move toward better things. Hey, Vaishali, thank you. Ice Chan. Oh, Smile Soul 20, good to see you. Thanks for being a member. Glad you're here. Next question I see, Ice Chan. Big question, like, will I ever get married? And then Ice Chan is Sarah. Sarah came back and said, I'm sorry, this was not a question about balance. And I'm like, oh, marriage is always a balance. And there's a balance there. We can do it. So, and the answer is you will not marry for the sake of being married. You will only marry if and when you find someone that you really feel like that's workable with. You'll have other opportunities, but you're only going to do this when you find the person who is right for you. And that is both the prediction and the advice. Hold out for the right thing, and the right thing will be there eventually. All right. Wendy Robeson, good to see you. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Still trying to figure out my living situation. Should I get a loan and purchase a small used motorhome and live in it and travel? And then come to Florida in the winter. Enjoy StarCon while you're here. Just saying. Just saying. No, Wendy, this is also about balance. I can make this be about balance. No problem. Okay. So it's been a dream of mine, and I'm wondering if where's the rest? Where's the rest? Where's the rest? Oh no. Okay, I'm completing the question in my head, wondering if, but we know what it is, right? Should you do this? Is that a good balance for you? The question is, do you enjoy driving such a thing? I would look at, I love the idea for you because I love the idea for me, and I've done it to some extent. So, I get it. But there's a part of me looking at these cards. There's a couple of possibilities. One is, yeah, it's a great idea, but there's a part of you that won't feel like it's okay, that maybe there's some conditioning that will make you feel like it's not okay. Number two, interesting idea, but you may not love that kind of driving. And you may not love being ungrounded, and you may not always feel safe. So I think you have to look at this very carefully and do a lot of research before you make a decision. All right. Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members-only emojis. How can I feel more balanced in this in-between period of graduation and looking for a new job? I'm trying to enjoy some time off, but I'm concerned about the future. I understand. So what do you need to tell yourself so you can really soak up the sun and just be in this time? And like you're in the Poconos in the summer where it can be really pretty. It can be really nice there. How do you do that? Yeah, man, this is completely and totally outside of your training. Your training is that if you're not working, producing, doing something productive, you have no value at all and you're just a waste of skin and oxygen. That's your training. So interestingly, the balance that you have to find is about recognizing that you can and will produce exactly when and how much you need to, and that you don't need to justify your existence. You don't need to justify your existence if you're taking some time off. So this is like really deep deconstruction and self-esteem work for you. Wendy, my family thinks I'm crazy for this kind of idea, but it's been a heart desire. I'll have to get used to the mobile living, but I'm up for it. And there are so many websites about it where you can learn so much about how to do it and how to be safe and how to be happy, and it can be so much fun. So yeah, I like it for you. Martha Vink, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. And Raven wants you to know, Wendy, that KOA, Campgrounds of America, will be your friend. True enough. All right. Also, Walmart parking lots will usually allow you to stay overnight, use their facilities, and some of them even have the stations where you can dump. So there's that. Teresa, powerful and totally spot on. That is definitely my training. There you go. There you go. Okay, Martha Vink, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I am usually out of balance in some way. In my reset time this summer, what are some things I can begin to put into practice that will serve me well once I'm back at work? Great. Great. The first thing is going to be when there's something either personal or professional that you're not ready to solve, but you're ruminating on it and it's in your mind, keep a list. You want to be able to compartmentalize that so that it doesn't take your time in the moment. So that's one, honoring the concerns, the questions that don't need to be handled right now, but we don't want to take up space in the brain. That would help. That would help. Number two, a lot of it for you, like there's a lot of question around financial balance. And I think there's this story, I don't know who started telling this story, but this story that you're not like good with money or you don't make financial decisions well or something like that. I would like you to unlearn that and get rid of that story. It's not a good story. It doesn't make sense. So try those things. And I would also say grounding meditation, not just prayer, not just spiritual study, but meditation to ground in nature. Spending time in nature gives you balance. All right. Trey, good point. The Walmart parking lots can be sketch. So just be careful. Like anything, pepper spray will be your best friend. There you go. There you go. Yep. All right. Who is next? D9, good to see you. How can I find balance between work and my mental, emotional health? Well, the question is work hurting your mental, emotional health? And the answer is, I think it might be. But I think the key is in this card, which is also a card of balance, where we see the woman and the lion. So what is this? Within each of us exists these two characters, the fierce lion and the gentle woman. And the fierce lion is controlled by the gentle woman. Now, this came up reversed, and that makes me think that there is something in your workplace situation that makes that lion on high alert. That lion wants to roar, wants to say things, wants to do things, is angry or afraid or something, and that's because of the work environment. You need to acknowledge that there's something going on here. Acknowledge that there's something going on here that you didn't create. And if it doesn't directly affect you, recognize the level of toxicity and just try to have some emotional boundaries around it. So there's that. I hope that's helpful. That does not sound pleasant. Betty Flesher, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. Where in my life do I need balance? I would say emotionally, when it comes to your self-talk, that sometimes you are not nice to yourself in your own self-talk. And if you could change that, you would achieve a better balance in a lot of things. That's my thought. D9, thank you so much. That was spot on. Cool. And again, I want to remind everyone, solstice, full moon, gathering here on YouTube tonight. The link is already up, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you will be with us as we do some great work that the energy of this time makes available to us. All right. Adrija, My question is, somehow I find my love life to always be unbalanced. Be it anything. How do I balance it in my present situation? Well, let's look at the present situation. The present situation feels like a certain amount of work and not enough communication. And we have to say, is that a personality thing or is that just a life thing? How much of that is personality and how much of that is life? It's both. So you have to acknowledge that some of that is just life and not take it personally and not let it make you be anxious. And then when we look at, what do you need to feel balanced? You need to look at what are the things you need? Can you specify that? And can the other person hear that and do those things? That's really the question. There it is. All right. Jackie Masters, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. And thanks for being at my lounge, even though it was very late for you on whatever day that was, Monday. Yeah. So yes, got you thinking. Very good. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Next up is, let's see. So Joyous Ocean did not have a chance to put in a balance question, I think. So I'm just going to do that for Joyous Ocean. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. For you, Joyous Ocean, you are really figuring out how to balance your life, especially financially, and that's good. And for Jada, Jada is learning the balance of what she can control and what she cannot control, and that's an important lesson in life. There it is. Jackie, it was a great lounge. You woke up and hopped in. Thank you. The next one I scheduled is at a better time for you. I put it up in the Facebook group, so definitely check it out, and I hope you'll join us. Okay. Oh, Free Shadow. Had a good idea for Wendy. Okay, Wendy, you got that. Yes. Yes, yes. Good idea. Okay. So, next question. DH, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. What do I need to balance in my life in the next 3 months? Work, learning, money, and things that make you feel good versus the things you have to do. So that's it, basically. What do you want to do versus what you have to do? That's really the thing. Oh, Jackie, good, good, good. Lisa Harmon, so good to see you once again. Thanks for being a member, and thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. And here's your question, Lisa Harmon. Where do I need to find balance in my life? I think it's emotional, and it's about allowing yourself to be happy. And I think you've been doing a really good job at this, but it's been something you had to work at because I think for the longest your happiness didn't matter. And so it's about letting your happiness matter. That's where I see it. All right. Trey Cameron, good to see you. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Where do I most need balance in my life, and would quitting a particular hobby help me achieve that balance? Okay, so I'm going to do that second question. Quitting that hobby, would it help? I don't know. I don't have much to say about quitting that hobby. I don't. I don't know that it would really help or hurt, or I don't know. But what do I most need balance in my life? For Trey, it's all around managing anxiety. It's all around managing anxiety and the thinking errors of sort of negativity and low self-esteem. That's really the thing. And the question is, does your hobby help or hurt that? Does it help or hurt that? I almost wonder if it actually helps. So, there it is. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Trey. More hobbies, more fun. Absolutely. Lisa Harmon, thank you. And you're right about my emotions. Yeah. And Lisa also says, remember to like this video. I appreciate that. Please indeed do. All right, Free Shadow, you are up next. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. What should I do to better balance my energy devoted to work and my personal life on a daily basis? So on a daily basis right now, there's work and there's personal life, and neither, I mean, this is not, you needed to ask that question. You're absolutely right. So what do you need to do here? Honestly, I think you need to lean into the personal life for a minute as much as you can. Like if you have some PTO coming, I think you really need it, if that's at all possible. I feel like you need time for you more than anything. And if you could do that, that would help you recharge, reset, and allow you to find that balance. I feel like you've been run around so much that you're having a hard time focusing wherever you are, because there's just so much. And if there's so much, then it can wait. That's how I'm thinking. I don't know if that helps or not, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay, Jackie, no problem. Thanks for being here. Come back tonight if you can. All right. And again, everyone, we are doing our solstice gathering this evening, 7 p.m. The link is already up. I hope you join us. It's for everyone. Okay. Lumen. Yes, we're doing questions on balance. And Jackie, here is your question. Jackie Masters, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. How can I reintroduce better balance in my life? Is there such a thing? Not sure. Is it possible for you to be better balanced? Maybe. What do you need to do that? You need to give yourself permission to relax. You need to recognize you do a good job at all the things you're doing, and therefore when you have downtime, you're allowed to enjoy it. Maybe? Maybe that could help. Martha Fink, one of the first things I'm going to do is make an appointment with you. I will look forward to that. Yay. Okay. Lumen, here it is. Balance. Nice. I want to ask how I can find a healthy balance with my desire to go all in as an independent artist with the 9 to 5. These two things always seem to come up for me as being in conflict. I always feel like I have to choose between the two or put one on the back burner. Okay, so the first question is it possible right now to be a full-time artist? Is that possible? And the answer is not yet, but that's the goal. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that is the goal. And so you have the balance now so that eventually you don't need the job. But what that means is you're going to work up to almost like 2 full-time jobs. That's what that is. So how do you do that? You do that by wanting it really, really bad and knowing that you're really, really good. And so you do it for a while. The 9 to 5 job is good. I mean, that's fine. You do a good job there. Your work as an artist is also really good. It just makes you anxious. I think you have anxiety about all of this. I guess that's kind of typical for, in the creative world, right? So the key is to recognize that right now you have to do both, but in the long run, you don't have to be both, and neither should take a back seat because one supports the other to move you forward to the time when you will need only one. It's like Highlander. There can only be one. All right. Free Shadow. You are correct. I'm struggling with focus. I never take extended time off and will do so if you can. I think it's what you need. I really do. All right. Oh, Trey, I can see it helping. Good, 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 good. All righty, my friends. I think we've gotten to everyone. If I accidentally skipped you, I'm so sorry. If you please reiterate. If you just got here, it is last call for readings, y'all. Okay, gathering tonight, 7 p.m. All welcome for the solstice. We'll have some fun. It will be good. Bring your cards. And a week from tonight, we have our members only live stream where we're just going to do deep dive readings. So members, bring your questions and come. And if you are on the fence about membership, get your membership before the members only live. All right, I will be back tomorrow with your Friday weekly wrap up. I am available for readings. There is a link in the description to book your session with me. Please do so. And I'll see you tonight. Thank you so much.